The wait is finally over. My brand new series, Dragon Ball Unseen, premieres this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern here on the Geekdom 101 channel. We've been working really hard on this, guys, for the past 2 months. Long hours making this as our gift, my gift to the Dragon Ball fandom, showing you all of the unseen moments, the deleted scenes of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. Episode 1 starts this Saturday. I want all you guys to be here and make sure you share it out to all your friends. And we can keep making more episodes. I've got one planned about Vegeta, one about Yamoshi. We got a lot of stuff. But that's if the first episode takes off. This Saturday, 1 p.m., I hope to see you there. So one of the big questions coming out of the Dragon Ball Daima reveal that I've seen time and time again is, where does Dragon Ball Daima fit in the timeline? If Toriyama's writing the story, right, that means he's going to be following the Dragon Ball continuity. It's not going to interrupt Super, but it'll be part of the grander Dragon Ball story. But the question is, where does Daima fit? So on today's video, I want to analyze with all of you the different theories about where this franchise, or where this series in the franchise might fit in the timeline, to come up with the most logical answer possible. During the New York Comic Con panel, they did not reveal where it takes place. So we're going to discuss this today, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there. If you are coming to the channel, leave a like on this video, leave a super thanks if you really appreciate it, and of course comment below on which of these theories you like the best. And if you're new, subscribe. We talk about Dragon Ball anime, manga, movies, Super, Daima, Budokai Tenkaichi 4, whatever. We talk about it all here. Let's go ahead and get started. So this thread, right, you see on your screen, I made this on Twitter or X or whatever, and we're going to go through it, because this thread kind of covers everything, and we're going to go through it, and we're going to, I'm going to explain to you guys more thoroughly what I meant by what I wrote, and sort of discuss where this show is going to take place. So, theory number 1. After the Buu saga, before Battle of Gods and Yosun Goku within 2 years after Buu. Conclusion: not likely. The fusion of Kaioshin and Kibito existed in all versions of Battle of Gods, and they did not unfuse till the Universe 6 arc. So, comicbook.com mistakenly said that this series takes place after Buu, but before Battle of Gods. But that's not possible, because the Supreme Kai is unfused from Kibito. So, if it turns out to be the case, that means that however they become kids again, whether it be a wish or a curse or whatever, we'll go more into that in a different video, because I do have information about that. It may split the fusion, and if they refuse again, then we can put it before Super. But it doesn't seem likely, because the way it looks when we saw the trailer is it looks like they were already defused as two separate people and then became kids. So it can't possibly be before Battle of Gods, because in Battle of Gods it was Kibito Shin. It can't be. Theory number 2, sometime during Dragon Ball Super. Conclusion: some possibility. It could be after the events of Broly, before Moro. Could be after Goku Black, but before Tournament of Power, the time of the slump, Super episodes. However, I honestly don't think so. So these are theories I've seen, that it takes place after the Tournament of Power, but before the Moro thing, and before Broly even. That is a possibility. We don't see Broly in the trailer. He's not with them. Obviously, he would not even be on Earth if it was after Broly or before Broly, because he only came to Earth to fight Goku and Vegeta so far. So it doesn't seem like it'll be then. Moro goes right into Granola, so those are two arcs that are linked. And maybe it is after Granola, before Superhero, but I still don't think that's likely, because Goku and Vegeta are on Earth fighting, not with Beerus and Whis. So I don't think that's the conclusion either. Now here's one. Theory number 3. After Superhero, but before the end of Z. We have a very small time frame left, guys. I talked about this last year in numerous videos. Toriyama stated that they are literally, with Dragon Ball Super Superhero, they're literally within a very short time, maybe even within a year, of the end of Dragon Ball Z time, which is where Goku meets up with Oob and Pan enters the tournament. So it can't possibly, like, that small window of time, right, If that's where this show takes place, it has to be crunched down into a very small period of time, within a year. Now, obviously, with Dragon Ball, that doesn't matter when it comes to episode counts, because if you remember, in Dragon Ball Z, the Majin Buu saga is the longest saga in Dragon Ball Z. It's 287 episodes, 88 episodes, right? I'm sorry, not two. Oh, it's not 200. It's from 200 to 288. That's what I meant to say. It's 88 episodes. No other arc in Dragon Ball is 88 episodes. You understand? But the Buu saga only takes place within a span of 3 days. From the tournament to the fight with Super Buu to Vegito and the fight with Kid Buu, it's 3 days. So you can do things like that. What I wrote was logical but also mysterious because Super's manga is ongoing. It would make sense if it were the final story to take place before the end of Z. I just said that. At the tail end of the 10-year skip. This makes the most sense so far. So it could be after Dragon Ball Super but before the end of Z. And then we have theory number 4, which is after the end of Z. I think a lot of people are hoping for this. So I wrote conclusion. Maybe with the minor GT influence, this may be true and people want it. The main reason it may not be true is that Goku is not wearing the blue gi. If theory 3 is correct, he may get it at the end of this series. So if it actually takes place near the end of Z, the last episode of Dragon Ball Daima could be Goku getting the blue gi. I'd be fine with that. But if it's after the end of Z, then that means that Goku should already be wearing the blue gi. And he's not. He has the orange gi. Now, maybe he does have the blue gi and just chose not to wear it when he fought in this episode. Maybe it's in his closet or something. You never know. But to me, that's why I wrote maybe, because that is a possibility, but we still don't have enough evidence because of the whole gi thing. Then this is another one that people have been talking about. Theory number 5, a completely different timeline. Conclusion. Possible but not likely. While it could make a lot of sense, Toriyama and Shueisha have been trying to acknowledge other events as much as possible in this era. So the reason why I don't think it's in another timeline, even though it might be, I'm not going to lie, it might actually be, is because they're not trying to confuse fans. This takes place during the Dragon Ball story, like from Dragon Ball through to Z to Super to the end of Z, like the manga, like all that stuff, right? So because of that, Toriyama's not just going to randomly make a branching timeline to create like a new story. Now, he might do it. It doesn't seem like he'll do it because they would have to really explain it in the first episode. They would have to really, really explain it right off the hop. And I wrote here conclusion. I think it takes place right before the end of Z, possibly even a month before. I feel like Goku will get the infamous end of Z gi, but at the end in the final episode. Those are my thoughts on this. So we've talked about it. A couple of these theories, during and before Super don't make a lot of sense unless they really start messing around with retcons, which they could do, but it seems like either it's after Broly before Moro. That could be one. Could be at the very, very tail end of End of Z after Superhero, or it could be after the end of Z. That is all these are possibilities. We don't know yet, but we are going to find out at some point because they're going to be giving us little bits of information here and there in the upcoming months until the show begins. So stay tuned to the Geekdom 101 channel because I'll be covering all of the news bits here, what they reveal. You guys know I've been doing this for almost 9 years and I bring you only accurate news. I nailed like pretty much everything when it comes to this show. Couple of things that I didn't even know about, like everybody becoming a kid and all that. I didn't know everything, but I nailed a lot of stuff. So I'm going to give you the accurate news when I get it from Dragon Ball Daima and even Super and how they fit together. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care. So one of